The Sabre2, in my opinion, is the best all-around canopy on the market right now. The only thing I do for a living is canopy coach, and we travel all around the globe and see a lot of different people on a lot of different parachutes, and really believe that it's just the best all around for everyday jumping and learning and progressing.
I've had my Sabre2s for over 10,000 jumps. I have stayed on that canopy because I've been so happy with it, you know, over my whole career. I like that it's fun to fly, but also that it's just super, no stress, reliable with the openings, and I know what to expect and I have fun with it.
The thing I like about the openings, they're just so reliable. Like, I could probably count on one hand, if I do 100 jumps, an off-heading opening, it's just so rare. I also like that the opening, it's soft, but it happens.
One of the things that's most important to me after like a hard training jump is I want to just track off and open and not worry. And for me, on my Sabre2, I have no question that that's what's going to happen.
So Sabre2 is a nice soft opening. It's kind of in between a Spectre and a Stiletto as far as speed. It's got a little bit of a longer snivel, but really predictable on-heading opening.
I do a lot of training, but I also do a whole lot of organizing, a lot of coaching, and I find myself sometimes at the beginning of the load, sometimes at the end of the load, and that can mean I'm anywhere near or far from the drop zone. And one of the things I like about my Sabre2 is the fact that it's got a lot of range, and I can play with it so I can make sure that I'm able to get back from a long spot, or just have fun when I have a little bit extra time in the air as well.
Got a lot of power in the controls, great rear risers, even better toggles. It's got one of the best bottom end flares.
The flare just keeps going. If you're swooping, you get a lot out of it, and you can totally shut it down, kill all the speed. If you're landing straight in, you're not going to have any problems.
One of the things I really like about the flare on the Sabre2 is just there's so much in the bottom end. Sometimes you need that little extra. It's a reasonably conservative canopy at lower wing loadings, and then as you load it more, it becomes more fun. The front risers become easier to pull on. There's less pressure on the front risers.
This is the best canopy to learn modern canopy flight on. Just right from the get-go, landing straight in, you get a great base of knowledge on this parachute, how to do awesome two-stage flares, how to control just the toggle range, and then when you move into learning how to dive the canopy, build speed, it's one of the best canopies for that because it does dive a lot harder than some of the other canopies on the market. It's got a nice long recovery arc, not quite as long as the Katana, but it does dive, it stays in the dive, makes everything a little bit easier to learn, especially once you get into entry level like swooping.
Yeah, I think that the Sabre2 is probably the best just all-around canopy out there. Someone who's graduated off AFF, I'd have no problem putting on a Sabre2 right away for learning a canopy progression. If somebody just wants a docile canopy their whole time, they'd be great with it. If somebody wants to learn how to swoop, it's a great canopy for learning how to swoop. And for somebody who's staying in the sport forever and is professional jumping, it's still a great canopy. There's still everything that you want out of the parachute.